Chosen one, stop what you are doing right now. This is not background noise. This is not another motivational video to play while your mind is somewhere else. This is a divine interruption. This is a spiritual alarm. This is a call that was assigned specifically to your spirit, and if you try to receive it halfway, you will miss the very thing God is trying to activate inside you today. Silence the room. Silence the distractions. Silence the inner chatter. If you are multitasking, stop. If you are surrounded by people, this is not for them. If your thoughts are racing, slow them down. God pulled you here for a reason that cannot be explained casually. This message requires your full presence because something is happening in the unseen realm that directly involves you. Take a deep breath. Notice the tension in your chest. Notice how your thoughts feel heavier than usual. Notice how your spirit feels restless, like something is pressing against you from every direction. That is not random. That is not just stress. That is spiritual activity. There is a battle happening around your calling, around your destiny, around your identity as a chosen one, and heaven is calling you to attention. Chosen one, the battle is not waiting for tomorrow. The battle is not scheduled for next year. The battle is not a future problem. The battle is happening now. In your thoughts, in your emotions, in your focus, in your relationships, in your purpose. And the greatest strategy of darkness is delay. Delay in prayer, delay in obedience, delay in stepping into who you were called to be, delay in using the power God already placed inside you. You were not called to be passive in a spiritual war. You were not created to drift through life unaware of the forces shaping your path. You were designed to walk with authority, clarity, and spiritual power. But the enemy knows something about you that you are still waking up to. He knows when you fully step into your identity, when you fully align with God's will, when you fully engage in spiritual discipline, you become unstoppable. That is why the pressure has been increasing. That is why distractions have multiplied. That is why procrastination has felt heavier than usual. That is why fear has whispered louder. That is why confusion has tried to settle in your mind. These are not random emotional fluctuations. These are spiritual strategies designed to slow you down, to keep you hesitant, to keep you waiting for a better time that never comes. Chosen one, there is no better time. There is only now. God is calling you to rise in spiritual awareness today. He is calling you to stop delaying your growth, stop postponing your obedience, stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness is built in action, not in waiting. Power is activated in obedience, not in hesitation. You have been sensing that something is shifting around you. You have felt moments of spiritual clarity followed by waves of heaviness. You have felt bursts of motivation followed by sudden exhaustion. You have felt drawn to prayer, then pulled toward distraction. That tug of war is not coincidence. It is evidence that your life is spiritually significant. Chosen one, the moment you decided to seek God deeper, the moment you decided to grow, the moment you decided to step into purpose, the spiritual atmosphere around you responded. Darkness does not fight what is insignificant. Resistance is proof of value. Pressure is proof of purpose. But hear this clearly. You are not fighting alone. You are not fighting in your own strength. You are not fighting without weapons. God has already equipped you with everything you need to overcome. The power that raised the impossible, the wisdom that authored creation, the authority that calms storms. This power is available to you right now. The question is not whether you have power. The question is whether you will activate it. Chosen one, don't delay. Do not postpone your spiritual growth. Do not wait until life gets quieter. Do not wait until you feel less tired, less busy, less distracted. The enemy thrives in delay. God moves in obedience. This message is your call to action. This is your spiritual wake-up call. This is your moment to rise, to arm yourself, to step into the spiritual authority you were born to carry. And before we go any further, I want you to prepare your heart. Reflect on where you have felt resistance. Reflect on where you have delayed obedience. Reflect on where you have felt spiritual pressure. And if this message resonates with your spirit, stay with me. This is only the beginning. Chosen one, I need you to understand something that most people never fully grasp. Life is not just physical. What you see is not all that exists. What you feel is not the full story. There is an unseen dimension influencing your thoughts, your emotions, your opportunities, and your resistance. And whether you acknowledge it or not, you are already involved in a spiritual battle. You have felt it, the sudden heaviness that comes without explanation, the waves of doubt that show up right when you are about to take a step forward, the fear that appears when everything logically says you should be confident, the distractions that multiply when you decide to pray, the confusion that settles in when you seek clarity. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual interference. The enemy rarely shows up in obvious forms. He does not always come as something dramatic or extreme. Often, he comes as delay, as distraction, as fatigue, as overthinking, as comparison, as discouragement, as subtle whispers telling you to wait, to hold back, to question your calling. His goal is not always to destroy you instantly. His goal is to slow you down just enough that you never fully step into who you were called to be. Chosen one, spiritual warfare is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is subtle. Sometimes it feels like your own thoughts. But there is a spiritual agenda behind persistent fear, behind chronic procrastination, behind identity confusion, behind spiritual apathy. You are not fighting people. You are not fighting circumstances alone. You are contending with spiritual influences that want to shape your destiny in a direction opposite of God's plan. You may have noticed patterns in your life that seem to repeat. Every time you get close to breakthrough, something disrupts your focus. Every time you get close to peace, something stirs anxiety. Every time you feel spiritually strong, something pulls you back into old habits. That pattern is not random. That is warfare targeting your progress. But chosen one, this is not meant to scare you. This is meant to awaken you, because awareness is power. When you recognize the battlefield, you can choose how to fight. When you understand the strategies, you can counter them. When you see the patterns, you can break them. You are not powerless in this battle. You are not a victim of unseen forces. You are not destined to be pushed around spiritually. God has given you authority, clarity, and spiritual tools to stand firm, to push back, and to advance. The battle is real, but so is your power. And I want to pause here and ask you something directly. Where have you felt the strongest resistance lately? Is it in your mind, your emotions, your faith, your purpose, your relationships, your finances, your health? Take a moment and reflect, and if you feel led, type it in the comments, not for performance, not for validation, but as an act of awareness. When you name the battlefield, you begin to reclaim it. Chosen one, there is also something important you need to know about timing. Delay is not neutral. Delay is a strategy used against your destiny. When you postpone prayer, when you postpone obedience, when you postpone stepping into your calling, you create space for spiritual stagnation. Momentum matters in the spiritual realm. Action fuels faith. Obedience activates power. You might think you were just tired. You might think you were just busy. You might think you were just waiting for the right moment. But chosen one, there is spiritual urgency over your life. Not urgency driven by panic, but urgency driven by purpose. You are in a season where your decisions carry spiritual weight. Your consistency matters. Your focus matters. Your spiritual discipline matters. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to keep saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow is his favorite word. Tomorrow keeps you from praying today. Tomorrow keeps you from reading today. Tomorrow keeps you from stepping forward today. Tomorrow keeps you from becoming today. But chosen one, God's power is available today. His wisdom is available today. His strength is available today. His guidance is available today, and your destiny is being shaped by what you choose today. If this message is resonating with you, I encourage you to stay with me. Reflect on what you are hearing, engage with it, share it with someone who needs spiritual awakening, and prepare yourself, because in the next part, you are going to be reminded of the authority you carry and the victory that already belongs to you. Chosen one, I need you to shift your perspective right now. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. That distinction changes everything. Many believers walk through life as if they are trying to earn power, trying to prove worth, trying to chase spiritual authority. But the truth is, authority was already given. Victory was already secured. Power was already deposited into your spiritual DNA. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from inheritance. When God called you chosen, He did not call you weak. When He separated you, He did not separate you to struggle in confusion. When He marked you with authority, purpose, and spiritual identity. You are not a random soul wandering through spiritual warfare without protection. You are a son, a daughter, an heir to divine power. Chosen one, the spiritual realm recognizes who you are even when you forget. Darkness recognizes authority before you feel confident. The enemy attacks you because he sees what heaven placed on you. He senses the weight of your calling. He detects the potential in your obedience. He knows what happens when you fully step into your spiritual identity. But identity is the battlefield. If he can make you doubt who you are, he can slow what you become. If he can make you feel small, he can shrink your impact. If he can convince you that you are powerless, he can keep you passive. That is why identity attacks feel so intense. That is why confusion about purpose feels heavy. That is why comparison feels draining. That is why imposter syndrome tries to cling to you. Chosen one, you are not an imposter. You are anointed. You are not confused. You are in transition. You are not powerless. You are in training. Your authority is not loud arrogance. Your authority is quiet confidence anchored in God. It is the ability to speak peace into chaos. It is the ability to stand firm in pressure. It is the ability to resist temptation. It is the ability to choose obedience over impulse. It is the ability to walk into rooms and shift atmospheres without saying a word. You carry spiritual weight, and the more you align with God, the heavier that weight becomes. But hear this clearly, authority must be exercised. A sword unused is still a sword, but it will not win a battle. Faith unspoken is still faith, but it will not shift circumstances. Power dormant is still power, but it will not manifest outcomes. Chosen one, your voice matters in the spiritual realm. Your prayers matter, your declarations matter, your obedience matters. When you speak truth over your life, you push back darkness. When you choose faith over fear, you shift spiritual ground. When you align with God's will, you activate spiritual momentum. And this is where many chosen ones hesitate. They wait to feel powerful before acting powerful. They wait to feel confident before stepping forward. They wait to feel spiritually mature before engaging spiritually. But power grows in motion. Confidence grows in obedience. Maturity grows in engagement. You are not called to sit on your authority. You are called to walk in it. Chosen one, the same power that authored creation is not distant from you. The same wisdom that shaped destiny is accessible to you. The same authority that calms storms is available to you. You are not disconnected from heaven. You are connected. You are covered. You are called. And I want you to pause for a moment and feel that truth settle into your spirit. You are not fighting alone. You are not fighting blind. You are not fighting without backing. Heaven is invested in your victory. Angels move on assignments connected to your obedience. The spiritual realm responds to your faith. So when you feel resistance, remember this. Resistance is confirmation. When you feel pressure, remember this. Pressure produces power. When you feel attacked, remember this. Attacks reveal assignment. Chosen one, your authority is real. Your identity is secure. Your victory is established. And in the next part, you are going to understand how every battle you face is shaping you, refining you, and revealing the purpose God placed inside you long before you were aware of it. Chosen one, I need you to see your battles differently. What you thought was meant to break you was actually designed to build you. What you thought was meant to stop you was meant to shape you. What you thought was spiritual attack without purpose was actually spiritual training with precision. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. Every trial you face is refining something inside you. Every delay is teaching you patience, discernment, and timing. Every disappointment is sharpening your spiritual vision. Every betrayal is teaching you boundaries. Every season of isolation is teaching you intimacy with God. Nothing in your journey has been wasted. Chosen one, pressure reveals identity. When everything is calm, it is easy to believe you are strong. But when storms rise, when opposition appears, when uncertainty clouds your vision, your true spiritual foundation is revealed. Trials are spiritual mirrors. They show you where your faith is anchored and where it still needs strengthening. And here is the truth most people never tell you. Spiritual warfare is often the classroom where God teaches His chosen ones. The enemy intends harm, but God uses resistance as curriculum. You learn discernment in confusion. You learn courage in fear. You learn faith in uncertainty. You learn dependence on God when self-reliance fails. Chosen one, every time you resisted giving up, you were being upgraded. Every time you chose prayer over panic, you were being elevated. Every time you chose obedience over comfort, you were stepping into higher spiritual authority. The battle reveals calling. You have noticed that certain challenges seem tailor-made for you. Certain pressures target specific areas of your life. Certain attacks feel personal. That is because your calling is personal. Your assignment is unique. Your destiny is specific. The enemy studies your potential, and he targets the areas that would most accelerate your growth. But what he does not understand is that God already anticipated the battle. God already prepared your spirit. God already built resilience into your journey. The very thing meant to stop you is accelerating your spiritual evolution. Chosen one, intimacy with God is forged in the battle. In moments of comfort, people forget to pray. In moments of clarity, people forget to seek guidance. But in moments of warfare, prayer becomes oxygen. In moments of pressure, God becomes the only anchor. In moments of uncertainty, His presence becomes the only certainty. That is why your prayer life has deepened in hardship. That is why worship has felt more intense in loneliness. That is why your hunger for God has grown in adversity. Warfare has pushed you into intimacy. Resistance has pulled you closer to God's heart. And in that closeness, your identity has been rewritten. Chosen one, you are discovering who you are beyond expectations, beyond labels, beyond opinions. Warfare strips away illusions. It removes false identities. It forces you to confront your core. And in that confrontation, God reveals who you truly are. You are not who fear says you are. You are not who your past says you are. You are not who your failures say you are. You are who God called you to be before the world had a chance to shape you. But here is a crucial lesson. Delayed obedience delays destiny. When God nudges you to pray, to forgive, to start, to speak, to step out, every delay slows your spiritual momentum. God's timing is precise. When He prompts, He is aligning you with divine orchestration. Hesitation can cause missed windows, prolonged lessons, and extended battles. Chosen one, obedience is not about perfection. It is about alignment. It is about responding when God speaks. It is about moving even when you don't fully understand. It is about trusting even when the path is unclear. And the more you obey, the clearer your purpose becomes. Your battles are not random episodes. They are chapters in your formation. They are forging your character, your discernment, your resilience, your authority. They are shaping you into a leader, a light, a vessel of impact. So when you feel overwhelmed, remember this: you are not just surviving warfare, you are being sculpted by it. You are not just enduring resistance, you are being refined through it. You are not just facing challenges, you are becoming someone capable of carrying the destiny God prepared for you. And in the final part, you are going to receive practical steps to activate your spiritual armor, to engage in daily spiritual discipline, and to unlock the manifestation of the dreams God placed in your spirit long before you could articulate them. Chosen one, now that you understand the battle, now that you recognize your authority, now that you see how warfare has been shaping you, it is time to activate what has been placed inside you. Awareness without action leads to stagnation. Revelation without obedience leads to frustration. You were not shown this truth to admire it. You were shown this truth to live it. You need armor, not physical armor, but spiritual discipline, spiritual identity, and spiritual consistency. First, anchor yourself in truth. Speak who you are, even when you do not feel it. Declare that you are chosen, called, protected, and victorious. Your mind listens to your voice. Your spirit responds to your words. When you speak truth over yourself, you align your inner world with God's design. Next, guard your heart with righteousness. Be quick to repent, quick to forgive, quick to correct your course. Spiritual sensitivity grows in humility. Power flows through purity. When you keep your heart aligned with God, you block spiritual interference before it gains ground. Then, lift your shield of faith. Faith is not passive belief. Faith is active trust. It is choosing to believe God's promises over your emotions. It is choosing hope over despair, courage over fear, obedience over comfort. When doubt rises, speak faith. When fear whispers, declare truth. When uncertainty clouds your mind, remind yourself that God is guiding you even when you cannot see the path. Now, wield the sword of the Word. Speak spiritual truth aloud. Use God's promises as weapons against fear, confusion, and discouragement. Memorize words that strengthen you. Repeat them when your mind is tired. Declare them when your emotions are unstable. The spoken word shapes spiritual atmospheres. And finally, commit to prayer. Not occasional prayer, not emergency prayer. Daily, intentional, focused prayer. Create a small space where you meet God consistently. Even 15 minutes a day can transform your spiritual sensitivity. In that space, speak honestly, listen quietly, worship deeply. Prayer is not just talking. Prayer is alignment. Prayer is warfare. Prayer is intimacy. Chosen one, spiritual discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. Every moment you invest in God is an investment in your destiny. And now, let's talk about your dreams. The dreams God placed inside you are not random fantasies. They are assignments. They are blueprints. They are spiritual visions encoded into your spirit. But every divine dream faces resistance. Every calling attracts warfare. Every destiny encounters opposition. Look at the patterns. Every great purpose is preceded by pressure. Every breakthrough is preceded by battle. Every elevation is preceded by testing. The resistance you face is not proof you are on the wrong path. It is proof you are on a path worth resisting. Chosen one, your dreams are connected to impact beyond yourself. They are connected to people you have not met, lives you will influence, environments you will transform. That is why the enemy targets your focus, your faith, your discipline. He fears what happens when you persist. But hear this clearly. Your persistence is prophetic. Your obedience is powerful. Your consistency is dangerous to darkness. When you pray, you shift spiritual atmospheres around your dreams. When you obey, you align with divine timing. When you stay faithful in small steps, you unlock large doors. When you refuse to quit, you silence spiritual opposition. Chosen one, do not delay your destiny. Do not postpone your calling. Do not wait for perfection. Start now. Pray now. Speak now. Obey now. Build now. You are not behind. You are being aligned. And I want to speak this over you. You are rising. You are strengthening. You are becoming spiritually aware. You are stepping into clarity. You are activating power. You are overcoming resistance. You are manifesting purpose. The battle will not stop you. The pressure will not break you. The delay will not define you. The darkness will not win. You are covered. You are guided. You are empowered. You are chosen. Chosen one, if this message stirred your spirit, I want you to take action. Like this message so it reaches others who need awakening. Share it with someone who is battling silently. Subscribe to this channel and become part of the Chosen Star community, where faith, purpose, and spiritual power are activated daily. And type this in the comments: armed today. Let that be your declaration. Let that be your commitment. Let that be your spiritual marker that today you chose awareness, discipline, and obedience. You are not alone on this journey. We are building a community of chosen ones rising together, strengthening each other, and walking in purpose. Chosen one, don't delay. The battle is real. The power is available. The calling is active. And today, you rise.